CDU Bundestag member Peter Beyer joins us now here in Berlin. He is also the German government's transatlantic coordinator, so you deal with this relationship. And, you know, the question is, are you truly concerned, is Berlin truly concerned about Huawei as a security threat in the 5G network, or is it almost a pawn in the Trump trade war?
Well, actually, the first reason is the one that is at the core of our concerns. Look, I've recently been in Shanghai and Beijing and to talk with government officials there, but also here in Berlin, we have a lot of information from our intelligence services that makes us a little bit uneasy. And I think it's a strategic decision that we need to make for the future, that we should not give ourselves and our critical infrastructure, a part of it, into the hands of a government that is not led by democratic thoughts and principles.
So does the Chinese government spy on companies, other governments, other citizens through Huawei technology?
There are thousands of aggressive cyber attacks on institutions here in Berlin, government institutions, and also in the private economy sector. That is what we know for sure. And there is evidence that in other parts where Huawei technology has been involved, that there is spying. And we don't want to take that risk. We don't even want to go there. And I think it would be a smart political move and smart decision of we in the government, and especially in the German parliament, debate on that, involve our constituents, and then in the end make a informed business judgment.
Anna?
Peter, good morning. Is it possible to make a decision just around Huawei based on the facts as you see them, or will this inevitably be interpreted as picking a side in a broader conflict between the US and China?
I think you will not see the word Huawei in any political draft bill that we are going to be debating in the Bundestag, in our parliament, probably at the beginning of next year. So we will not exclude any specific company. As it was said quite rightly, German government and the parliament has to get the balance right. It's a delicate issue between our economic interests, business interests in China, and our security concerns. And this is a question of national security. Let there no doubt about that.
You have a couple of delicate issues like that. Nord Stream 2 is another one. Germany wants to be able to get affordable and easy access to the gas coming out of Russia. On the other hand, you don't want to punish Ukraine by bringing the gas from the north, and you don't want to reward Vladimir Putin when he does things like annex Crimea. How can Angela Merkel's government justify defending the Nord Stream 2 pipeline?
Well, it has been a commercial project ever since, but with a huge geopolitical dimension attached to that. Look, the sanction that the Congress has decided upon, and I'm expecting that President Trump is going to sign that. So it does not come as a surprise. It's been around for over half a year that something will be coming soon, and now it's happening. It's a political decision, and we need energy diversity.
But isn't it a moral decision? I mean, don't you want to avoid funneling money into what some see as the sort of criminal enterprise of running Russia?
I think I don't see it that way, that we're actually financing the malign activities, as the U.S. administration was just telling us. That is not what it is about. It's about energy security, energy diversity. But I'm one of the critics as a parliamentarian in the Bundestag who said, at least there has been bad political communication in the beginning, because it's not only the United States who are criticizing us. Many of our neighbor countries within the European Union are also saying, hey, wait a minute, you make yourself too much dependent on Russia, and geopolitically you should have thought better before. But look, also, especially Chancellor Angela Merkel is trying everything to get a written guarantee from Vladimir Putin, who has so far only said he will, not interfere with a transit through the Ukrainian gas grid, which is, by the way, is completely outdated. We want to invest, and we promise to invest a tremendous amount of money to improve that, to modernize the gas grid in Ukraine, and we want to be a guarantor for the future transit through Ukraine. So It is a little bit late, I guess, so I have to say that. But we are, I think, not financing any kind of terrorist or malign activities of Kremlin. We would not want to do that.
Peter, it seems that the US still has this plan to put in place some sanctions, even though our reporting suggests some in the US think it is maybe a bit too late for that, given the progress that's already been made on the pipeline, but a bit too late for it to have an impact. Do you think sanctions will have any impact around Nord Stream 2? And what should the message be from the German government to America in light of those sanctions?
I have, about 1.5 weeks ago, I've been in Washington, D.C., and, for example, met with Senator Chuck Grassley, who's a Senate Finance Committee chairman, and I've talked with him and others about that issue. And I said, if this is coming, the sanctions are coming, which we have been hearing for over half a year already, if you have that interest, better hurry up, because the thing is almost being built completely. And I'm expecting that the sanctions, if Donald Trump is going to sign that bill, will not have a big effect on that project, and the volume, the economic volume, is really limited. It's bad for the companies involved, but I don't see that is going to be stopped. It is going to stop the pipeline project. I think, again, we, from the European standpoint, not only German, we need to diversify and our energy interests, and we are also interested in receiving LNG from the United States of America. I have visited one of the largest LNG terminals in the United States recently, this year, some months ago. It's interesting stuff, nice business models. So we also need that, and German government has already promised to build at least one, I think even two LNG receiving terminals here in Germany.